welcome to another installment of Excuse the Beard. I'm driving back to Delhi from Kanpur, where my wife and kid are right now, and want to do a short video podcast, or whatever you want to call this, on the Indian automotive industry and why I believe the bounce back from this second tsunami will be longer, will take a longer time than the bounce back that happened for the Indian automotive industry after the first wave. We start with the very fact that this second tsunami has affected many more people than the first tsunami. I mean, many people have died, and many people inside the automotive industry, many companies have lost workers, executives. When I talk to friends at all the automotive companies, they tell me about their colleagues who have passed. And in the automotive journalism world as well, we've lost several, but personally the loss of Chanchal Pal Chauhan pretty much at the very start of the pandemic was quite a shock to me personally, because I had met him just 3.5 weeks ago at the Hyundai Alcazar event. Saw him flesh and blood, had a drink, and then 3.5 weeks later he's in there. And the entire automotive industry, of course, knew Chanchal very well. It was with Economic Times, ET Auto now, and everybody knew him. And I think the moment you can put a face to the number, you can put a face to a number, which could be an absolute number or a statistic or a percentage, it makes it personal. And it's sort of, I guess the entire industry sort of semi-shut down after the news of Chanchal's passing was made public. So it was hard. And after that, what we saw, the chaos with remdesivir and plasma and oxygen, people spending lakhs of rupees on medicines that we didn't even know worked, was a bit crazy. And now I think there's almost a deliberate fear psychosis being put out by the government and politicians about a third wave. Not that I doubt a third wave won't happen, but a third wave will affect children, a third wave will, how bad a third wave will be, etc., which is going to make a lot of people hold on to their resources, and in this case their resources being their financial resources, and not spend. One reason spending bounced back in the last quarter of 2020 and the first quarter of 2021 was primarily because I felt people thought the worst was past us. We have crossed this. Now let's get back to business. Let's buy a new car. We'll be traveling. Now people are thinking of a third wave, and they'll be locked up again. And so what's the point of keeping a car when you're locked up again? So I genuinely don't think sales in the industry will recover anytime soon. Of course, launches are going to carry on. Skoda has already said that they're going to launch the Octavia in the month of June, which is next month. And I'm pretty sure the Kushaq, which is the big launch for this year, the Kushaq is going to get launched very soon as well. As with the Volkswagen Tiguan, the Kushaq's half brother. And both of these cars will be coming in, and I think because they're new products and they're exciting products, I did not see them because of the pandemic. I did not travel to these events, but from what I've heard, they're both very attractive looking cars. They're very well spec'd, and if Skoda Volkswagen manages to get their pricing right, they can make a dent in the market. And of course, some people will still buy a car because they will need to buy a car. And these two cars are possibly going to be the most attractive new propositions in the burgeoning SUV segment, and will probably take some sales away from the Korean twins of the Seltos and the Creta. And of course, will kill everything else in the segment. But that's not the only point. People are going to hold on to money. So a lot of people who might have bought a car later this year will not buy a car now till 2022 because they don't know how the pandemic is going to play out. They don't know if they'll get vaccinated. They don't know if India is going to go back to business, and so on and so forth. So we are in a very, very unique situation right now. I don't think we'll see a V-shaped recovery. I don't think we'll see a K-shaped recovery, or whatever people talk about, economists say about recoveries. I think this is going to be a very shallow U-shaped recovery. It will take a bit of time. People are going to hold on to cash. A car, frankly, is not the most important thing right now. If you don't have one, you might want to buy one because, you may not want to take shared transport. But otherwise, yeah, I don't think the automotive sector, or even the consumer durable sector for that matter, is going to recover anytime soon in India, and that really, really sucks for the automotive industry. But I think everybody's health and wellness should be top of mind. Car launches will continue to happen. As I said, the Skoda-Volkswagen cars is also going to be the Hyundai Alcazar, whose preview happened just before this lockdown, and launch should happen soon after. There's also going to be the second generation Maruti-Suzuki and the Mercedes-Benz GLA, and some offerings here and there from other car makers as well. The Audi E-Tron, for example, in the electric car segment. So yeah, there are going to be things coming in, but I don't think we should get ahead of ourselves and hope the industry is going to sort of step back to where things were at the middle of March. Thanks for watching, and do subscribe to Excuse the Beard for more. And yeah, it's going to have some fun stuff coming up very soon.